Lẹ́ níbẹ̀ yẹn ò nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hello everyone, it's Adironke again. I hope your day is going well. Today, I'd like to talk about this metaphor. It's one of the popular ones, and it's one of the ones that I'd like you to be familiar with, to understand, so that when you hear it in a sentence, you know exactly what the speaker is saying. Gbeyin Beboje is what it is. Gbeyin Beboje. Gbeyin Beboje. So if you hear something like Ronke Gbeyin Beboje, something like that, so that you know what it is. If you expand Gbeyin and Beboje, because they are not original words, so to say, Gbeyin is a contraction of two words. Beboje is a contraction of three words, three standard words. Ba en. Ba eboje is what you would be saying if you say Gbeyin Beboje. So if you say the statement in full, the other one is in full as well, but if you extend it like this, it's correct. And if you say it the other way, it's also correct. Ba en, ba eboje. Ba en, ba eboje. When you look at the phrase word for word, ba is actually the word. Ba is the word for pass. But when nouns come after, when it's a verb that ends with a do tone, it changes if a noun is to come after. When I did my last video on personal pronouns, it's one of the things that I promised to cover when the time is right. The fact that sometimes words change tones in certain contexts. And I gave examples in that video, but I will address this one as well. Ba is the word, but since the noun is coming after ba, and ba is pass, and is back, the back, and baje is the word. But in that personal pronouns video as well, I explained that sometimes we split verbs, especially if they are verbs that are like two verbs combined, or we had to just combine two things. At least one verb has to be involved, but we had to combine two verbs or one verb and something else to form the word, to form the verb. When it's time to construct certain sentences, we split them into two. So baje is the word. Ba. I think in that video I gave an example of a pronoun coming in between. A noun can also come in between as well. Baje. Ba eboje would be spoil the offering. Baje is spoil. This is the first half of spoil. This is the second half of spoil. Ebo, offering, is in between. Sometimes it could even be a pronoun like baje, spoiled it, or something, if you don't want to specify what it is that the person is spoiling. So, but I would have to cover that in my pronoun series because I don't want it to be too much. But just know that ba eboje would be spoil offering. So pass back to spoil offering is what it would be if you transliterate Gbeyin Beboje or ba eyin ba eboje. Pass the back to spoil the offering. If you translate that, it would be to go behind to spoil the offering. What that is let's say there are a group of people who have offered something to a particular deity, let's say, in practical terms, let's just say, and somebody goes behind to spoil that thing. Maybe they burn it, or they spit on it, or they like in a disrespectful way, because you can also do a kind of spitting of alcohol, that is respectful, that is to pronounce blessings, but it's not like saliva only, you know, or the person defecates on it, or the person overturns the bowl, closes the bowl, or something. They do something. They've spoiled the offering. The respectful manner in which the thing was offered has been disrupted. So maybe not even disrupted, but just plain blank spoiled. How it would be used would be, because it doesn't always have to be okay in the context of it could even be literally used if that be the case, that it was an offering that was offered and somebody went behind to desecrate the site or spoil the offering. You could also say this in other contexts. What it simply means is to betray an agreement or break someone's trust by ruining their chance of success behind their back. To betray an agreement or break someone's trust by ruining their chance of success behind their back. So you're like a partner of somebody else and you made an agreement with an investor, and your partner, the second person, goes behind you to say, oh, I can easily do this alone, or why give your business to both of us when you can give it to me alone? So they've ruined your own chance of success, and they've betrayed an agreement. They've, even if it wasn't a literal agreement that you made, that okay, let's solemnly swear by our bloods that we would not betray each other or something like that, even if it's just an expectation, like in the case of a literal ebo, the people that are there don't have to hold their hands and solemnly swear by their mothers that they would not desecrate the offering. It's just something that is expected. So not necessarily even an agreement, could be an expectation. To betray an agreement, to what was the word that I was thinking of? To not fulfill an expectation, actually to ruin an expectation, because it's not even something to fulfill. It's just a common sense thing. Under normal circumstances, you're not supposed to go behind to betray this person, but you do. You say, Gbeyin, Beboje. Gbeyin, Beboje. And I suspect that this may have been something that happened, like, because this metaphor would not have come out of the blue if something like that had not happened at least once. So it could be that, perhaps on one occasion, however rare, somebody did go behind to, after an offering was made, somebody did go behind to either dump it out somewhere else, or to pour sand or poo in it, or let your imaginations run wild. They could have done something disappointing to the offering, and so today it's been referenced as a metaphor for betraying an agreement, disappointing an expectation, breaking someone's trust by ruining their chances of success, or their chance of success behind their back. So that's what that is. So if you hear a statement like Tọ́pẹ́ gbẹ̀yìn Bẹbọjẹ, wọ́n ti gbẹ̀yìn Bẹbọjẹ, ẹ má gbẹ̀yìn Bẹbọjẹ, just something that has gbẹ̀yìn Bẹbọjẹ in it, that's what the person is telling you. Don't go behind to spoil everything, or to ruin this thing for me, for the people involved. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.